Hey there, hi there, Cancers, and welcome to your soulmate reading. So, I thought I would just start with some positive affirmational messages from your bird guides. And we have here the Falcon. Use your keen perception and skill in making decisions. Do not delay. Okay. And there is your Falcon bird message for you. All right. And I also have this message for you. Dream. Have a cup of tea in the garden and find yourself in a good book. All right. And also, if you're a fan of Lord of the Rings, in 2027, there will be a new movie coming out, and it is called The Hunt for Gollum. And also, season 3 of The Power of the Ring is going to be coming out as well. So stay tuned for that. I'm a huge fan of Lord of the Rings, and I'm excited. But anyways, there's the scoop on the entertainment for the week. But let's see here. Okay, so your soulmate reading is going to consist of basically your past, present, future, okay, and your soulmate's past, present, future. All right, so we're going to get into it right now. Let's see. Cool. So your past is the Hermit energy. Okay, this makes a lot of sense. Okay, Cancer, because you have been in hermit mode for quite some time now. I think it had a lot to do with the holiday season. You know, you really didn't want to like go out and do a lot, even though that seems unusual, right? Because there are people who like love to socialize and go out a lot during the holidays. But for you, I think it was more about like staying home and feeling all cozy and just enjoying being at home. Okay. So that was in your past. Now in your future, or sorry, present, we're going, we have the Queen of Pentacles. Okay. This also makes a lot of sense, Cancer, because, you know, you are a very financially like stable type of person. I mean, you try to be as much as we can in this economy, right? But it's a very feminine energy of like a mother who is like taking care of all the budgeting and the accounting and the finances and trying to keep track of all the bills and all of that. So that really, you know, it really speaks to that sort of like you're taking sort of a more leadership role when it comes to your finances, okay, and managing bills and finances, okay. Now moving into your future, we have the Eight of Pentacles. So that crafting, like basically taking your skills and your ability to make money, or you know, go with the flow of the abundance here, and turning it into something new. Okay, you see a woman here, she's weaving. Okay, so you take one product and you turn it into another product, so it's sort of like cultivating and crafting some like one energy into a new energy. Okay, or taking, you know, $2 and turning it into $4. So basically like investments back on you know, what you have already invested in. Okay, you know, so it's definitely a good overall positive energy. And I feel like the Pentacles also is about like coming out of that sort of like stage of like, okay, you're in like an emotional, reflective past energy where you're contemplating many different things at once, and now you are moving and stepping into a more solid, grounded foundation. Okay, the Pentacles are very grounded energy here. Okay, and then for your soulmate's past, we have the Three of Cups. Okay, so we have the three divine feminine energies here, the power of three here, and you know, I feel like this is a time for celebration and harmony and balance. And I feel like your soulmate and you focusing in on this and energy is really important. Okay. And you have the moon illuminating these three women here. So it's a very intuitive energy. Okay. So I feel like your soulmate has, like you and your soulmate could have like, three children together, like three daughters together. Your soulmate could also, I see like one is wearing purple, blue, pink. There's like these different like personalities, you know, there's these different types of characters that play a certain role in your soulmate's life. And I feel like they do think about the future a lot. And I do feel like they, even in the past, they've been thinking about the future. So it's a time for reflectiveness, but in that, and you have the reflection obviously of these women in the water. You can see some of their dresses here, their gowns, and there's the triple moon goddess sign. So as a necklace, like a pendant that one of the women is wearing here in purple. So there's these like symbols and a lot of like signs and synchronicities I feel like that you and your person have aligned with and matched up on a lot of occasions. I feel like a lot of wordplay for some reason is coming in here, but it has to do with like emotions and intuitiveness. And it really has to do with like the stability of those feelings that we feel and how we move through that. Okay. Now, presently we have the Ace of Wands. Oh, wow. Look at this. A creative spark, a lot of red and oranges, you know, a lot of passion here, a lot of creativity coming through here. Also, I feel like there's like this like rebirth of just like a newfound love or a newfound chemistry. Like you and your person are, you know, you're still, you know, Jane and John, right? Right, whatever your names are, right? But you are like new. I feel like you're like there's a newness here, there's a freshness here. Okay. And the future is the Hierophant. Okay, so maybe you're getting married. You know, the Hierophant is usually that like traditional you know, sort of view on love connections, you know, get married, have kids, that sort of thing. So it's a very structured, a very what's the word for it? I don't know. Thinking of it, a system. It's a system of like this is what traditionally is done. Okay. But it's also interesting to note that the Hierophant, behind the Hierophant are all these different symbols of different religions. Okay. Or spiritual practices, religious practices, how you view your connection to source, spirit, the higher consciousness. Okay. So that coming into play here, I think, is what's really drawing you both towards this new chapter in your relation, in your love story together. Okay. So like in chapter 1, if you're looking at your past here as chapter 1, you know, as the start to your relationship, you were very much in hermit mode, Cancer. You know, you didn't really want to like come out of your shell too much. Okay. And you're you know, you have the crab, right, as your like you know, symbol to identify with. Okay. So you didn't really want to come out of your shell too much. Okay. Classic hermit energy. Okay. Cancer, because you have a lot of feelings. You feel a lot of feels and you didn't really want to express all of that because you have been hurt in the past. You have been rejected in the past. And that took a great emotional toll on your heart and your belief in that you would ever be loved and you would ever find that person that you want to spend the rest of your life with. Okay. But your soulmate has this special spiritual connection to the divine feminine. The Three of Cups is I feel like the Three of Cups is underestimated, but it is one of, I feel like, the most powerful cards in the tarot deck because it signifies the power of three. It signifies the triple moon goddess Heka energy, or Hecate, however you say it. That's that moon goddess energy, or you could even go with Selene, is another moon goddess. You know, however you interpret it, but it's really drawing your soulmate is someone who's very connected to their divine feminine, and there's the maiden, the mother, the crone are like the three major like psyche evolutions of divine feminine energy. Okay, or if you're going on a more literal stance on it, you could say a woman, okay, a female, someone who identifies as woman, female, okay. But your soulmate is someone who very clearly understands that and very strongly feels connected to it, even if they don't always express it, or they don't always appear to understand. Because if you're dealing with a man and he does have strong connections to the divine feminine, he has to accept that and embrace that, okay. And especially if he has like like if he's married and he has 3 daughters or 4 daughters, like if he has a lot of girls in his life, if he's a girl dad, then he probably knows a thing or two about this intuitive feminine energy, okay. So that, I think, is what really drew you two together, subconsciously, okay? Because I've been getting a lot of like downloads that like I'm supposed to be working in like shadow work right now with the soulmate energies, okay, of you and your person. But I'm not going to get too deep into the shadow realm right now, but just like a little bit, just like a little tiny hint that there is a shadow work here. There's subconscious energy here being done, okay? Now, that's that very reflective energy, okay? And as you move into your present energy, you're seeing how reflecting on this energy of your past is manifesting in your current energy, which is Queen of Pentacles. That's that mother who is, taking care of her family, finances, building a little nest egg, working on her career, financial goals, that sort of thing, okay? Finding money where there is no money, making money when there's this much to start with, and then trying to build it from there, okay? So working with the material, okay. And then the Ace of Wands, okay, is that that it's, I feel like it's has a lot to do with how you connect with your soulmate physically, on a physical level, okay? So maybe your soulmate finds you very attractive because you know where to find money where there is none. That could be something they're like, how did Cancer do that? Like we started off with 20 and now we've got 200. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not saying like go and gamble or anything like that, even though that is something fun that looks fun to do, but maybe you're really good at playing poker, Cancer. Maybe you are really good at, going to the casino and making lots of money out of one stack of cash and turning it into a lot of stacks of cash. You know what I'm saying? So that is something I feel like you can sort of understand, okay? But if you're not someone who is very wealthy and can do that for all the time, then, or whenever you do it, I don't know, I don't live that life. But if you have money, but you know how to manage it in accordance with like what you're dealing with here. All right, so I'm back. I'm gonna pause that for a second. But yeah, there's a lot of spiritual growth happening because your relationship with your soulmate is really you aligning with what is in their heart and what they desire, but also not losing yourself in what you desire. So that brings about some new energies. Okay, so tie this all together, and we have twin flame divine connection. So you know that this connection is for real. Okay, this is happening. Okay, there, Cancer. I'm going to get some more cards for you. We have the Knight of Pentacles. Okay. So obviously when you see the Knight of Pentacles, it shows of a journey, I feel like, into like a more self-discovery mode, like a more spiritual relationship with like material gains and wealth, I think. But we also have your healing connection too. Okay, so this is a healing connection for you. Your romance will transform your life. Wow. Oh my God, that's beautiful. And we have marriage. See, I called it. I saw the Hierophant and I was like, yes, this has to do with marriage. Wedding bells are ringing. Wow, Cancer, look at that. And then we have life partner. Oh my God, you hit like the lottery with this one. You hit the jackpot. Your romance is stable and ready to go the distance. Wow, beautiful. Oh my gosh. And bonding. As you get to know each other, you discover many things in common. Yeah, and I feel like that is really what the pentacle is trying, like the Knight of Pentacles is trying to say here, is like you discover more as you go within. But also we have here December, okay, and we're in December, so this must be really like this is very in alignment with your past energy. Give and receive to have all the resources you need: love, family, giving, kindness. Wow, beautiful. And that is exactly what you did. You gave and you gave, and I think you gave even some more when it comes to family and love and giving and kindness. And now you're seeing all of that coming back to you, all that new energy coming back to you. Okay. We also have proposal. See, there's that marriage. Your romance is about to evolve and level up. And we have here love language, physical touch. A tender touch means so much. Wow, beautiful. Oh my gosh, yes. Okay, so all good, positive things, all coming in here. I'm going to take a look here at your Knight of Pentacles real quick. And I feel like this explains a little bit more about that shadow energy that I was describing. And I think this has to do with, like what is to come. Okay. So let's take a look here at that Knight of Pentacles. Okay. When you see that with your soulmate, the Knight of Pentacles epitomizes the virtues of hard work, reliability, and the diligence to maintain productivity and efficiency. It represents a commitment to routine and conservation, underscoring a sense of responsibility and pragmatic action. And that really is what this reading is showing, is that the reason why you and your soulmate are so connected is because you are like maintaining those virtues of hard work. That's where that Eight of Pentacles came in. That's where that Queen of Pentacles came in. Okay. Now reversed. Okay. When reversed, this card signals a stagnation and the pitfalls of overemphasis on self-discipline and perfectionism. It reflects the frustrations of feeling stuck, the monotony of routine, and the feeling of toiling without seeing rewards. And that's the thing, is like you want to see those rewards. You want to see those pentacles. You want to see that abundance. You want to see a return on your investment that you and your soulmate have both together worked on very hard. Okay. So I feel like it's all coming together. It's all making sense. It's all connecting in a very beautiful, loving way. And I feel like a lot of good things are coming your way. All right, I'm going to read you this last message. I know what you meant to me. I am ready to be with only you now. See? That's a sign of a marriage. That's a sign of a proposal coming through for sure. No more of this like, dating, around. No more of this like, maybe there's someone else meant for me. None of that is involved here. It's you and only you. Okay, there, Cancer. So, love and light always. Hope this helped. And take care now. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Bye.